Hey everyone. I made it. Even with a shot in the eyeball yesterday. I got to tell everybody, um, I've been getting a shot in the eyeball for. Hi Renee. Can you hear me okay? I did a different mic setup tonight and I'm just wondering. But I've been getting this eyeball shot for man over a year. Every 5 weeks. So it's getting better and better and better. Hey, Bobby, how are you? Yeah, so I've been getting this eyeball shot, and hey, Nate, good to see you, man. Uh, Here I am looking at the microphone. I hope everybody can hear me because hey, 1B Tech, I got some cool stuff to share. I cut up a video. Cool, that's good. Hi, Karen Robb. Is it Karen Robb or Karen and Rob? Yeah, so a while back, I can't even remember how long it was. Ah, man, I feel sorry that she does. Hey, Domingo, I feel bad that she has to have that. You can't not see it coming. You know what I mean? It's like you can't avert your eye to so you know how when you get a shot right here, you can kind of go like that and not see it coming. But man, this one he tells me look down and then he pulls my eyelid up and the needle sneaks in right there, you know. Just Karen. Okay, just Karen. I think that's funny. uh I we had a Bigfoot roar at us a few years ago, and it was it was a good quarter mile or more away from us, and it still was vibrating my insides. And the actual audio, I didn't have any video with it. We just got audio only off of an iPhone and an iRig microphone. And then we were able to boost it up and we could hear the roars, but you could actually feel the roars inside of you. And I picked out, I think, 4 roars out of the video and I cut them out. So I have 2, 3, 4. Oh, I have actual, uh, 5 actual Bigfoot Bigfoot roars that we'll listen to, and I'll start off with the one that is uh, more like further away. It roared about every 30 seconds, and every time it roared, it was closer, so it was louder, and it sounded like King Kong in real life. And it was vibrating the insides of our body, and it was at the spot that we get almost everything from the spot. And I heard that spot burned here recently with Sequoia National Park burned and Kings Canyon National Park. So the spot isn't very far from there. It's just right outside the park and the park boundary in between Sequoia and Kings Canyon, and the place burned. So nearly every place we go Sasquatching at has burned now. So that's kind of a bummer. And then I have another thing. It's hey, we after like the 6th or 7th roar, we were hightailing it out of there, and it just kept roaring and getting closer, and I can't walk very fast. So I mean, I was worried a little bit because everybody was getting ahead of me and I was way behind, you know. And you know what's really weird is we hiked in, and it was about I guess we hiked about 2.5 miles in there, which is hard for me, but I wasn't going to be left behind. I felt like something was going to happen. But on the way out, it was all downhill going in, and then all on the way back, it was all uphill. So I wasn't walking very fast at all, and I was caning it, with the walking cane. But Danny came back and walked with me, even with the thing roaring like crazy at us. But what was really weird was when we were on our way in, I was carrying a parabolic, so I could hear better than everyone else. And I actually was hearing a baby crying. Hey, MD. I heard a baby crying way off in the distance. I mean, it was screaming, and it sounded just like a human baby. And the first thing in your mind is, we already know we're the only ones there. There's a gate that's locked all winter, and we're in there in the winter. There's nobody there, nobody in the parking spot. There's no other way to get in there. And who is in there with a baby? That was my thoughts. Hey, brown dwarf. I did hear a little bit on. I did hear some info on that. They said they dehydrated or something like that. That all of them dehydrated. The dog, the baby, the mom, the dad. But I don't believe it, not even one bit, because you just don't dehydrate all at the same time. The dog, the baby, the mom, the dad. I mean, come on. And I know the baby was 1 or 2 years old, still a baby to me. That just doesn't happen like that. You know what I mean? It wasn't dehydration. I don't care what they say. I think they're hiding something. I'm not sure. And what's really weird is that was right outside of Yosemite National Park, which is not far from me. I live right by Kings Canyon National Park, Sequoia National Park, and Yosemite National Park. Probably, in driving time, about an hour to each one. Even though it's not that many miles, the curvy road and the speed you could go, it's about an hour. But I'm sure. Hey, Cold Warrior, woohoo, man! How are you? Yeah, so I got the eyeball shot, and I was gonna go live yesterday, and I forgot all about the eyeball shot, and there was no way I was gonna go on last night, man. I couldn't even see straight. The eyeball was hurting and sore. It is still sore and blurry, but the doctor said, that he couldn't believe how much it healed from the last time. Like it was doing bad for like 8 months, 9 months. I've been getting these shots for over a year. And it's always doing bad. And then all of a sudden, he said it in the last 2 times, it's been just getting better and better. And he couldn't believe it. I'm feeling pretty good. Hey, Lewis, I'm feeling pretty good. Except for the eyeball thing. And then today, I was going to come on a little earlier, only, on the fish tank, the filter, the canister filter, it broke the day before the eyeball shot. So Thursday. And then I had to go, I got it all set up and everything. But by the time I got it all set up, it was around 8 or 9. I have to shut a door. Oh, good. Shut it better. Thank you. It was late. By the time I got this filter system set up, it was really late. So I didn't get a chance to work on it to actually get it all dialed in. And so the eyeball shot day, I didn't get it dialed in, and it was been about 3 weeks, and it was time for a water change. And then and a new filter system with all new bio stuff. And I didn't think it was, I didn't like the idea of when you make big changes on a fish tank, things tend to not do well. They die. So I wanted to make sure that everything was going to live. So today, after I got my eye cleaned up and everything and took some pain meds so I can handle the pain of it, I went in and I did the water change, and this new filter system has a really cool way to change the water. So then I decided, you know what, I set up and videotaped it and show everybody what I did and how I did it and everything. And I bought this big old huge canister filter. It's probably like 3 times too big for my tank, but I figured out a way to slow the flow and everything. I explained all of that, but I did that today, and then I'm going to edit that, and probably by tomorrow I'll have that out. And how the Ghostbusters movie it was a Ghostbusters movie, if you know what I'm saying. I mean, not bad, great effects and all that. It was a little bit slow, at the beginning, and a tiny bit confusing at first on what was going on, but it ramped up pretty good. And the end was, just like all the Ghostbusters, waboom, like it was good. It was pretty good. I actually had more fun with the guys playing Ghostbusters. My buddy Jordan he owns I don't know what cosplay company, and they have Marvel characters, Disney characters, him and his wife, and his wife is Jeff's new co-host. But I knew him. I've known him for a long time before they actually got with that. She went with Jeff, but it was real fun, hanging out. And I grabbed his, right before they took the picture, I grabbed his, whatever that thing is, the little plasma gun or whatever they call it. I grabbed that, and I wanted it to, but it wouldn't do anything, because he didn't have it on. But it made sound effects and lit up and stuff, but it didn't shoot any beams. But I was trying, man. I was trying, I had a lot of fun. There was a lot more pictures too, man. We were having a lot of fun. Mr. Lurks a lot. Hey, how are ya? So I got through the eyeball shot. I got through the disaster in the fish tank again, with a filter system going out. And I bought this really expensive filter, and I videotaped everything. So I'm going to show everybody. And yesterday, after the eyeball shot, I was just sitting here in the dark because the light hurts my eyes really bad. But my editing software is dark. I don't know what you call it. Dark look. I mean, you can change it to light or white, but I had it on dark, and I wanted to share. I've been wanting to break these roars down for a long time and talk about it, because the actual video of the roars is on my channel. It says Bigfoot Roars, and I've been wanting to isolate just the roars, and get rid of all the walking around and the chatter and talking and crunching and everything, and just isolate the roars so everybody could hear it and talk about it. And I thought, man, live, this would be really good. So yesterday I grabbed the raw file and threw it in the audio editor, and then just spliced out some of the better roars that we caught. And I still got a little bit of talking in it and stuff, because we accidentally, you hear the roar, and sometimes people would start talking before the roar was over, or right when the roar was over, like, again. again, it did it again. Oh my God. So, but I did the best I could to just isolate the roars, and then we'll go through the roars, and we'll talk about it, and you guys let me know what you think. And I mean, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start right now with the roars, and we'll start right now. And this is probably the weakest one of them all. Okay, now you gotta let me know if you could hear that, okay? Before I get going, or if there's any, if it's like, what do you call it? Double. How it was doing, it had like an echo or something like that to it. And let me know if you even can hear it. Like, I don't even know. I don't even know if you guys could hear it or not. But I played it twice. So let me know if you. I know you could see that, but I could turn it up a little bit, I guess. So can you guys hear that at all, or or do I need to make some adjustments or anything, or like turning it up, or do I need to turn my speakers off so I can't hear it because it's echoing or making double sound? And I know it takes a minute for you guys to type in, so I'll wait just a minute. And that's actually the barely, maybe, like, okay, let me see. Okay, turn it up all the way. See, now you can hear the feet shuffling, and now this is the lightest roar. Okay, it's a little bit hard to hear, but you can hear it, kind of like that. But there is some footsteps where we're getting out of there at this point. This is like the fifth roar at us, and it's just starting where you could hear it on the recording really good. Okay, now I'm going to play the next one. See here. Okay, now you can hear, now this one you can hear footsteps, but you should be able to hear a roar on this one, the second one. Hey, Nukalavi or Nukalavi, what's up, man? Or what's up? Yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe I should turn this up here, right here. I have this kind of down. Whoa, that rang my bell. Okay, let me try that and see what happens. If you can hear it better. Yeah, so I don't know if that helped or not. You should be able to hear that now. Okay, so that's the second one, and it's a little bit better than the first one. Okay, but there's more. There's three more, and they get better and better. Ah, man, that one's loud. It's freaking me out already. Jeez. Yeah, so now is it playing like, is it making that weird the other day when I played a video, it had where you could hear it twice playing at the same time. I'm hope it's not doing that because I can't hear it if I turn it off. I'm hoping that I got it adjusted right this time. But that's the third roar right there that you can hear pretty good. It's getting better and better though, and it sounds like King Kong coming. You still don't hear it, huh? You could hear the. Can you hear everything else though? Can you hear everything else? Because I know, like, let me see. We'll do it. We'll try it one more time here. We'll try this one. Okay. You hear it go. Roar. Gotta go back so I can see the chat. Okay, so can't hear that one, huh? Okay, so let's try the next one. Next one. I'm pretty sure you're going to hear this one. So you're not hearing me talking? Hmm. Or you're not hearing that. Is it not playing for you guys? Is that what it is? Like, is there any sound at all? Hmm. What a trip. I thought for sure I could hear it really good. I got everything turned up to the max for you guys, and that's one of the better ones right there. And you might think it sounds like wind or something too. You know what I mean? Like it, but you can hear it. Just the footsteps, huh? Huh. All right. Well, so let's try the last one. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You know, and I'll have to see why that doesn't work. Okay, so how about that one? That one's the last one. It's the best one I got. And there's a lot of static because in order to even hear it, we had to boost up the audio so that makes the sound, you know, the but the roar goes above that sound. And this time there was no steps, but there was Jeff saying, "There it is again." You know, there it is again. But that's the best roar right there. I'll play it. I'll play it again really quick, a couple times. Okay. So that's about the best I got right there on that one. That was the last one and the best one. I think it had one more, and maybe I cut it too close to the start of the roar and to the end of the roar. So that because then you could hear the static for a little bit, and then but only there's a lot of talking footsteps in it, and everybody froze or tried to stop for the roar. We just didn't know when it was going to happen, and it was so loud we were getting out of there. So we kind of messed it up by doing that. You didn't hear Jeff in the end saying "there it is again" on that last one. Is something wrong with? Something's wrong, huh? Like what could be wrong here? Let me try that. Let me see. Did that make a difference that time? Like I have a hard time with this software right here on the audio because it's messed up on me so many times. I don't know how to fix it yet. And it's so new, there isn't a lot of tutorials on it yet either. I might make one myself if I can figure it out. So you couldn't hear Jeff again. You didn't hear Jeff at the end saying, "There it is again." Are you listening through speakers like on your phone, or is it? Do you have headset on? So are you hearing just the noise, or like I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Let me see here. I can adjust the output speakers. It should. Testing 1 2. Wonder maybe if I should turn my. Wonder if I should turn up this. Okay, so maybe that's that. Maybe that's what it is. Okay, so that probably made me way loud. Just static. Okay, so I turned up my mixer. I'm going through the mixer. So maybe I didn't have the mixer on good enough. So how about now? Okay, so that one didn't work either, huh? Well, golly gee. I don't know how to make this thing play right. And try. No, that's gonna ring my bell. That's pretty loud. Let me see. Just white noise, huh? I don't know what to do about this thing here. Hmm. You don't want to be heard, huh? That's pretty funny because it's blowing my eardrums out. I got everything turned up really loud, and you could hear me, right? Something's up. Maybe on the replay, like after we get done, you might be able to hear it then. I don't know why it doesn't do it live. You could hear me talking though, loud and clear or not so loud and clear. I should be pegging your meters right now. I'm so loud. Yeah, for reals. I mean, I got everything turned up so loud. I even can hear my computer in the background buzzing or fuzzing. Oh, I wonder if if I see, uh, I can't. It says something's using mine. I'll turn that off. I guess it has to use it. Hmm. So I sound good. Yeah, they're not coming through, huh? Oh well, I gave it a shot. And maybe on the replay, it might do better. I'm not Yeah, so far this software, I mean, I like the way I can share the chat and all that and the background and bullying. I'm having real trouble sharing videos and audios and windows and stuff like that. And what I like is I have another one called OBS Studio. It's free, but it's you have to set everything up in advance, and it takes a couple of hours just to set the show up. And then you have to put all your equipment and tune it all in and tune it up. This thing adjusts everything, does everything, it has everything. I can just click and hit things and it's fine. But only it's not fine, right? If it doesn't do what I want it to do. Hey, Daytona, what's up, buddy? I was loving the video again. Yeah, I love the sound of the ocean. Your camera makes some great sounds. Long as the wind isn't buffering it, but hey, it's pretty good. So I guess that's all I got. I don't have anything cool to share, but I thought this one was a bust. What a bummer. So I guess I spent like half an hour messing around with that. Let's uh let's just chat then. You know, the I guess you could try like after this, you can go to the Bigfoot. I think I call it Bigfoot Roars on the channel, and it's pretty old. I think it was March 17th. I think it was 2012 or 2013. Somewhere in there is when that happened. And I have it on there, and I could hear the roars with my phone playing that video. I can hear it. And I shared that. I just edited that one with a picture on it and then just up the audio inside of the editor. So the first few roars you can't hear. So if you skip about halfway through the video, you'll start hearing it. But you'll also, I didn't cut the roars out. So it's like almost the entire time. I don't have a favorite X Files episode really. Um, I didn't really watch it. That was Jeff's thing. I don't watch TV. Is my problem. I'm usually researching stuff. real stuff, or at least supposedly real stuff. I'm reading history and stuff like that. Like right now, they found some cool stuff over in Israel. So they found on the shores of I can't remember the name of the I can't remember I can't remember the name of the place. The lake that, or the sea, the Galilean Sea or something like that. They found a church or something like that where the apostles, after Jesus was hung on the cross, they, they found a church that they made, and they're not even sure, maybe Jesus even, that's where he stayed at, on the Galilee Sea of Galilee or whatever they call it. And he they found it, and then there's no doors on it. So at the Templars took it over in their time, right? And they turned it into some kind of sugar factory or something like that. And they changed everything and changed the walls. So they're going to have to tear out all the walls the Templars put in, which are old, right? 500 years old. But it's interesting. And I've been researching that kind of stuff. But whatever happened to Possessed Tranquility? Well, Possessed Tranquility, they split up, and the two girls went. They're living over by Portland, I think it is. I think that's the city, and they're one of them is started her own thing. She calls herself Nuda, Nuda, and she's doing her own music and really doing well. And then the other sister is started her own business, and she makes crafts, and she bought an old Shasta trailer. It looks like a Shasta, and she turned it into a little traveling store. And so she goes traveling around with it, but she's living up there too in the north. And then the dad, he moved. I think he's still in Fresno, but he's and he works for I think he works for the DOD and always did, but I don't think he moved up there yet. I'm not sure, but I can't say that for sure, because he kind of dropped off the internet there, out of Facebook and stuff like that. The girls are still doing their thing, and I hope they have great success. They're really good people. And I wish that we could have went further and brought them some kind of notoriety. Yeah, that true. That is what shows up now as Nuda, and she still plays the same kind of music too. It's kind of like, and then, but she dresses up. I don't know what you call that look. It's futuristic kind of. I don't know what you call it. But it's kind of cool. It reminds me of that movie. Oh man, I can't even remember the movie because I don't watch movies very much either. Yeah, my wife and kids and grandkids and stuff, they are all in there right now watching a movie, and they watch one almost every night. And I'm always digging into boring stuff, except for the grandson. He sits in here with me, and he was liking, after I did the editing on the roars, he was liking what I was looking up last night. But it was all about some planets and asteroids, comets, and stuff like that are coming into our solar system, and they're really like on a crash course for Earth. But luckily we have Jupiter out there, a huge big Jupiter, and it's almost like the vacuum cleaner of that stuff. As it comes in, it has this huge gravitational pull, and as it goes around, it kind of cleans all that stuff up if they can get near that stuff. Sometimes though, it's on one side of the Earth way out there, and then this other thing is coming in, and it's missing that gravitational pull. But and we have a few of those coming, and they could hit the Earth, but that's what me and the grandson we're doing. Uh, I did. I have seen a few lights in the sky. In fact, I was looking, got some video. I was out with a friend it's been a little bit, a few months, but we were way back. We were squatching. We saw a Sasquatch too. I saw one, but it was like 2 in the morning. And what's really weird, okay, we went out. He wanted to show me his Benjamin 357 caliber rifle. And he put this ungodly amount of air pressure in it where it could take down like a moose or a big pig or a bear or something like that. I mean, you could hunt with it. And they're pretty simple. They're like a pellet gun, and they never jam or anything like that because there's no real moving parts, right? You just put your load your pellet in. It's a single shot. I mean, nothing goes wrong with it. Well, something went wrong with it while we were out there. And while he's trying to unjam it, and I'm facing him like this, behind him, I see a Bigfoot. Like, okay, so you know how campgrounds have bathrooms that not porta potties, but bathrooms, like little shed looking bathrooms with a big pipe on the side of it. I seen a Bigfoot stand up behind this bathroom, and I saw about that much of him, and he was looking at us, and it was a full moon, and I told him there's a Bigfoot. He's laughing. He doesn't believe in Bigfoot, and but it wasn't threatening or anything. I didn't feel any fear like on some of them. I'm just feel like running. I mean, you get this really bad fear thing. Well, it stood up, and then all of a sudden it took 3 steps, and I could see the whole body as it came from behind the bathroom, and then it went behind this big giant oak tree. It peeked out like that, and then I didn't see it again. And I told him it went behind the oak tree. Now he turned around then, but he's not seeing anything. It's too dark for my camera to see anything. And then he freaks out because his gun won't unjam. Now he doesn't feel safe. Even though supposedly he doesn't believe in Bigfoot, he doesn't feel safe. So he's like, let's get out of here. And we got out of there. And we drove about 6 miles back towards civilization. And we stopped on a bridge, and his rifle still, when we were trying to unjam the rifle, unjam, and right above the river. And then all of a sudden I saw these white orbs going across the sky. And at first I thought it was, I can't remember what the name of it is, Starlink or something like that, because there was an orb, and it went all the way away across the sky and then disappeared. And then another orb coming from the same like area, and probably about, I would say 20 of them, 22 of them. and they all, they would go through over the sky and then disappear. And I was trying to take video, and my phone wouldn't do it. My camera wouldn't do it. He had an iPhone. He kind of got some, but mine didn't. Mine didn't see anything. Now, a few weeks ago, or maybe it was a couple months ago, I was putting the garbage cans out, and I got out in the street, and I was looking towards the mountains, and I was actually waiting. There was going to be a wolf moon or something like that, right? And I was waiting for that to come up. So I thought, while I'm out there, I'm going to take the cans out. And I got out there and dropped one can and looked towards where the moon was going to rise over the mountains. And I seen these orbs, and they reminded me of Close Encounters of the Third Kind. They were red and blue and orange, and they were moving along and changing positions. One would go faster and then slow down, and they were just changing positions. And there's probably 12 of them, and they were real low. They came out from behind some trees, and they went across, like, I was looking down the street, so there's no trees, right? It's just straight down the street all the way down. I could see like 6 blocks down, and they were right at the end of the 6 blocks about. But they went right through that clear area of the street that I could see, and then they went behind all the trees again. And I ran in the house, grabbed the camera, went to the backyard, and was waiting for them to come out. And they were going so fast that it took me too long to get the camera and come back out. And this time I was using a different camera that would pick them up. And you're losing interest. So ask me a question and I'll answer it. But yeah, and then I saw a white orb probably a week ago, standing in the backyard. But I haven't seen any of the comets or anything yet. I just seen a white orb zigzag across the sky like that and disappear. It was pretty good. Whoops, that's kind of loud, huh? I got everything turned up so loud. I should probably turn some of them down. Yeah, I have a plethora of stuff I can talk about. I just don't know what to talk about. You guys got to kind of pull it out of me. That was a good one though. Because right now there's a lot of stuff being seen in the skies. Different format, like a different format. I don't know. I am what I am, and I'm not. I don't know about this format thing. I do know one thing though that I probably should tell you guys. I hope you're all prepared, because the SHIT is going to go down, and it's going to go down hard. Hey Adolf, hey Eddie. It's going to go down, and I'm talking about probably the end of this month or next month. And you guys get some food stored up, because our economy is going to crash. I got a vision. I was praying, and I got a vision of our economy crashing. It wasn't for long, and actually it's going to be like Christmas in November. So I'm thinking like a couple of weeks, or sometime into the next month, because it had Christmas in it, in this vision, around Christmas or the holidays. And so everybody, I was telling you, God's been warning me to get my food and get, and not a long time, get 3 weeks worth. I was under the impression 2 weeks would be enough. So 3 weeks, because of all the ships, they're doing this. Our government is doing this, so I started researching it after the vision, researching the ships and the economy and all that. It's going down. It's going down. We're gonna change monies. We're going back to gold base, precious metals. That's what our dollar is going to be based on. See, when Nixon was in office, we went off the gold standard, and we went on to we just trust that our money's good, right? Because it's not backed by anything really. So ever since Nixon, it's been fake. And all that's going to go down. It's going to go down, and we're going back to a different currency completely. And also, like, if you have money in stocks and bonds, even gold, okay, say you invested in gold and you're holding the paper, right? And you're just trusting that this paper is somebody really has the gold, right? And you have the paper saying that you own this much gold that somebody else is holding. It's no good, right? God showed me it's no good. It's no good. It's cankered. It's bad. So even like get your stocks, get your money out of everything. If you're in a national bank like Wells Fargo or Bank of America, anything like that, get it out of there and put it in like a savings and loan or a local bank in your area. Savings and loans probably the best, but get out of those national banks, and everything you have in the stocks, it's all on paper and stuff like that. It's going to crash and all that stuff's going to go away. Yeah, get silver. I say silver because it's cheaper. Like buy some silver coins. They're like $25 or something like that. And start buy a bunch of that and have it at your house, right? Have it in your hand, have it in your possession, because your money. But he did show me that like in the people in the local banks are going to be able to roll with it kind of. And you'll be able to, they'll issue you the new currency for the amount of money that you have in there. That won't happen with Bank of America or Wells Fargo or Chase, any of those. It's going to be bad, right? Bad. Get it out of there. I know that sounds wacko, but watch the news, man. It's wacko right now. Everything's wacko. This is important, really important. Stock up on some food, get some batteries, flashlights. I mean, just in case. I'm not saying the power is going to go out, but I don't know, I don't know what they're going to do. Because when Ghislaine Maxwell goes on stage, I don't want to lose my YouTube channel, but when she goes on trial, a lot of stuff is going to come out. A lot of people is going to be arrested. A lot of the bankers and the high uppy-ups that we don't even know their name, a lot of them, and they're going down, right? CEOs, congressmen, all around the world too. This isn't just in America. This is a world thing, okay? A world thing. Everybody, yeah, I'm with you, Karen. I don't got nothing either, I don't got anything. Even if you can get your cash and out of the bank and just put the cash away, afterwards I seen where you could take your money and turn it into the new currency that's coming. It's got kind of like a rainbow currency or something like that. I was trying to check into it, but you can look into it. It really is something. It's called Nasara Gesara. The Nasara part is for us, and the Gesara is so national, right? For Nasara is national, and then Gesara is global. So it's going to be global. and they've already been telling what they're going to do, and it really is going to happen, and it's going to happen, I would say, before the end of the year. So if it doesn't happen by the end, it's still going to happen, right? If it doesn't, I'm not giving a date or anything, but I'm saying it is getting pretty darn close. And yeah, you can look it up online. You can even look up, like, I was kind of tripping out when I started putting the search words in. A lot of preachers, were coming up. Uh, they call themselves prophets or something like that. I don't go to church and I don't follow prophets or anything like that. But there was some that were seeing exactly what I was seeing, and it shocked me that I found 7 or 8 of them that were seeing exactly what I was seeing, and that kind of confirmed it for me, because normally, if you're out there and you're not seeing it right, there's not going to be any confirmation with other people. But there is going to be other people that have this thing. You could look it up, and yeah, like the dark winter. Hey Gladys, how are you? And Mr. Mark, it is going to be quantum financial system. See, now I didn't see what it was going to be. I was just shown that it's going to crash. It's going to be quick, like quick. And quick meaning like it's not going to be taking 2 years or 6 months or 3 months. It's going to be just a few weeks, but it's going to be bad it's already bad, right? We're already everybody's freaking out already. I mean, you can tell something's coming. You know what I mean? Just by watching the news and stuff like that. If you could I already talked to my doctor. I got 3 months supply of everything except for pain medicine. They won't give that to me. But I mean, I already started doing this 6 months ago because I was having these visions for about a year. And I was getting glimpses of it for maybe 2 years. And I was sounding crazy to Jeff. I would talk to Jeff about it, and he wanted to believe me, but I never put a date, and I knew it was a little bit out there, but only now it's I'm getting it's like imminent. So if nothing happens, get all your money out and everything. If nothing happens, still keep it in a local bank. It's gonna happen sooner or later, but I'm thinking sooner, and I'm feeling sooner than later. So much so I already started stocking up food. What's really weird is my wife is getting the same thing. I mean, she's telling me, right? And I don't share stuff with her because I don't want to freak her out. She's telling me, hey, we need to go shopping and we need to stock up on food. And so we already been to the store about 5 times, to the canned food store, all this stuff. We've been packing it in, man. Beans and rice, big bags, and stocking them up, chicken stock, whatever you can. We have to do it. It's going to go down. And one of the things that I guess the trigger was this Rittenhouse or whatever. I knew it was going to go this way, but that's like it's like the trigger. And actually God showed me that September was actually the change. So September was when the change happened, when it started these events that we're going to see go, and it's going to be going down faster and faster and faster, like dominoes, but quicker, right? So like you see one thing after the other. So then we see the Rittenhouse guy, and he won, but only that's going to bring out more rats. rats, right? They're going to come out and show their self, even though we didn't know they were rats. We thought they were good people or something, but they're all going to come out because of that. And then Ghislaine Maxwell goes on trial like next week. That's really going to bring out like the truth out of a whole. I mean, we're going to see some stuff that'll make you ill to look at. So yeah, it's time to get ready. In fact, I forgot. I even have I got a ticker that I made. Now I made this a while back, if you remember. Um, this is gonna be it, Lewis. This is gonna be it. It's gonna be. This is what it is. I don't know. Like, I don't know if the power actually is going to shut off. I actually think the 10 days of darkness is going to be no media coverage, no internet. We won't be able to talk to anybody, like darkness that way. But it could mean the power outage. It could mean all of that. I don't know. I just know it's time to get ready. And you know, what's really weird is it was like time to get ready. Me and my wife are going to the store and everything. And then these guys, Patriot Supply, even though I'm not a huge YouTuber. Usually those are the ones that get sponsors. And all of a sudden they contact me and say, hey, you want to be a sponsor? And I haven't sold any. I don't care to sell any. Mostly for me, it's they give you a deal. I bought some because it's easy. All you need is water to make all the stuff that they give you, and they give you enough for 4 weeks in each bucket. And I bought 2 buckets, and it has all kinds of different kinds of foods in it, and you just need water to make it. So that way, if anything happens, I can grab my buckets and run. Like I don't know really what's going to happen. I just have a good idea that it's gonna be bad. So, but you can save $100 on this preparewithsquatch.com thing. That's even the name they gave me for, you type that in and they give you a deal on what they got going on. I don't even know what it is because I don't keep up on it, but I know it's a good idea to get prepared. And if that's one way to do it, right. And it lasts 25 years. So if it takes a little while, it won't go bad. Some of the stuff we bought from the canned food places and stuff might go bad, but mostly it won't go bad. And I'm going to turn that off right now. It bothers me. Okay. So yeah, I really wanted to tell everybody that, yeah, there you go, Cold Warrior. That's a good idea. And we were even thinking about that. We have a freezer on our patio, packed. But if the power goes out, I don't have a generator. So all that stuff in there, we're going to be barbecuing it up for so it don't go bad. I mean, we're going to barbecue everything we can, but we'll be living like kings until it goes bad. But everybody, and that was one of the things, like if it goes out, we aren't going to be able to cook. What are we going to do? So I bought a barbecue grill and a bunch of stuff to. Yeah, they do. They have a gluten-free. That's what we got, the gluten-free one. But only, hey, I mean, I spent $200, I think, and for 8 weeks of food. And if I go to the grocery store, that's how much I spend too. I mean, it really wasn't out of line on the amount. You know what I mean? It really wasn't out of line. I'm not so sure about aliens. I think they already been invading us for a long time. Hey, EB. Yeah. Well, if you like fish, canned salmon's good. I'm allergic. I can't eat it, but whatever you can, canned anything, get it's time to get it. It's time to get busy and get it there. Yeah, so that's taken care of. And then, I told you guys about I can make something and show you guys. Oh, this is so cool. Wait a minute. Let me see here. I forgot. See, this is what I like about this thing. I could add a new ticker, and this is what God told me to start. And I'm still putting everything together for it. Okay. Okay, that's I started a new YouTube, and the actual YouTube is called, I'm gonna put a banner. Did it show it? Deeper. Okay, so the actual YouTube is called Prayer Team. And the email, like if you need prayers for anything, like anything, you use the www prayer team at gmail.com, and as they come in, we start praying for it. I've been praying for everybody that sent in emails already. And I have some in there already, and I already started praying for them. And then I've been working on. I was only going to do a YouTube channel with it, and I started working on that, and I got it all together. And then I was praying the other night, and actually a couple weeks ago, and God like started talking to me the next day. He gives me words while I'm doing stuff, driving and stuff, like not even thinking about anything, especially not this kind of stuff. And he told me that he wanted it on everywhere, and that he's going to make it grow because everybody's going to need. Okay, this is the other bad thing that he showed me. Okay, wait a minute. How do I get the chat back? Okay, this is what he showed me. The people are going to start dying like crazy, and I'm sorry for everybody that took the jab. I'm so sorry. Okay, but some there's going to be quite a few people that succumb to diseases that normally your body will fight because it destroyed your immune system. And I don't know how many it's going to be, and I know some people are going to live through it, and I know prayer can fix it. Okay? I know, because he showed me that he's going to heal people, the ones that reach out to him and call out to him. He will heal you of things. In fact, he was telling me every time I talk about him, whoever hears this, people they're going to be healed. It already started, right? He's already on the scene. He's already starting with his thing. So he's coming on the scene big right now, and by January, a lot of people that are on the fence with God, or they don't believe in him, they're agnostic, whatever it is, you're not going to be able to deny that he exists because of what all is going down. In fact, it's going to get so bad there for a minute, and I don't know how long that minute's going to be, a few weeks, a month. they're gonna want there to be a God, and he's gonna be there. I guarantee you, he's gonna be there for you. So there's where we are right now with that's how where I'm at, okay? And I'm laying it out there, and I know a lot of people are gonna turn me off and shut me down or whatever, but I'm telling you, it's gonna happen no matter what I say, okay? It's just gonna happen. I Mr. Looks a lot. One of the things he told me about that, like I have, wow, thank you, Cold Warrior. Add my Patriot supply code. That's it right there. Hold on, let me. That's it, and I'll Whoops. Okay, that is it. You go to that, and that's where you go. That's where the deal is. Okay, and hold. Okay, now let me go back because this is important right here. Um, do you think God will consider it suicide? No. Even though the information was there, they were censoring like crazy. I mean, like if we talk about it too much, I'm gonna lose my YouTube channel. Um, it it it's he could heal it. Okay, he could heal it, but everyone has to know. I mean, this is something he shared with me recently because I've been praying about it. I already had I already had two relatives die already, and it was just only like a month and a half ago. I got the father-in-law and the mother-in-law's. So my mother-in-law's husband passed away, and then her brother passed away 1 week later. And then they were all in the hospital, all of them, the whole church. And they all went in, they had pneumonia and COVID, and the pneumonia took them out. But the mother-in-law lived, but she wasn't ready to go home yet. And because there was so many people in the hospital, they kicked her out, sent her home. 2 days later, she fell down and she hit her head. I mean, you seen them on the news. I don't know, I don't think it's on the news, but if you go on And We Know, that's the name of it. And We Know. You look for that on Rumble, And We Know, and you watch the video. He shows people in sports, football, soccer, basketball, hockey, and they're healthy people, but they got the jab, and then all of a sudden they just boom, they fall down, and they don't even put their arms out to catch themselves. I mean, they're out and they fall down face first. That happened to my mother-in-law, and she broke her jaw. And hey, Mark Burchett, and then we have Mr. Mark. Okay, she fell. She has a brain bleed. She broke her eye socket. She broke her wrist. She broke her jaw, and she was back in the hospital. But because the hospital's still full of everyone, in there with pneumonia and COVID, and all of them, and they're passing away left and right. What's a trip is my wife's cousin, the mother-in-law is his aunt. His dad passed away a month ago or so, right after the father-in-law passed away. But his aunt, the one that broke her jaw and everything, he owns he's a mortician, and he owns the business. I don't know what you call it, but he's busy, real busy. And I get a little information out of, some of the family stuff. And wow, dude, it is going on right now. It's hitting the fan as we speak, and it's going to get worse and worse. And what I was shown was that the Q put it, oh, I shouldn't have said that. Uh, well, he put it in a way that we have to be all the way at the precipice looking over, and it's I think of it like Moses and all the Israelites. It was like, let my people go, let my people go, and finally he let them go. And you know what's really weird? Okay, this is what God showed me too. um he let the people go. They're 400 years they were in captivity in Egypt. Believe it or not, we've been that way. We've been in captivity here. And I can't remember how long it is. But when they get to the Red Sea, they're like nowhere to go. And they turn around and they know they're gonna die, right? Because here comes Pharaoh with all his army, and he's gonna kill them, right? He's been chasing them. They have nowhere to go, and they're stuck, and they're gonna die. But then what happens? God comes on the scene in a big way, right? And he parts the Red Sea and all that. That's when God comes. Okay, well, we're coming to the precipice. We're coming to that Red Sea moment. We're almost there, where we're going to be like thinking it's the end. It's going to be the end for us. And that's when God's going to come on the scene, and he's going to be real. You know what I mean? Like really real. You won't be able to deny that he's not real. And I feel sorry for anybody that can look him in the eyes, or look at the evidence of him being there and still deny him, because that's where you're going to be a problem. So what he showed me was, while I'm praying for all of my family, because I have a lot of family, they don't believe in God. Our family was not raised in church or nothing like that. So it's a stretch for a lot of people. They have not hit rock bottom, to find him like I did. But God told me, once you find him, once you accept that he's real and that he came, okay, everybody says his son got hung on the cross. Well, really, he got hung. His son is him. It's the Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. They're all the same, one and the same. So he came and he bought back what we lost, okay, Adam and Eve thing. He already beat the whole thing then, 2,000 years ago. And we have all this authority in his name, and we don't know, because nobody teaches it. You have to really have a relationship with God for him to show you these things. And so he told me that it doesn't matter, like, if you accepted him at one time, but then, it's been a while and you kind of fell back into some old habits and stuff like that. We cannot earn we can't earn going with him in heaven. The only way that you could do it is accept that. And if you did, and you still believe God's God, there's a God, but you fell into some of your old habits and stuff like that, don't worry. God told me, don't worry, because we cannot earn it, right? We can't be good enough. We're in the middle of, the worst. How do you even be good? You know what I mean? Like, you can't. So don't even sweat it. Do the best you can, but God's got you. God's got you. So don't worry. Don't worry at all. Yeah. Well, I'm stuck in a city, and yeah, I seen the plastic coffins and all that. I've been seeing those for years. Like over in the South, they have They have them stacked up, and I think they hold like 3 bodies per coffin. And, so I'm stuck, and I put all my faith in God no matter what. Even if I'm in the city and everything goes down and I should be out of the city, I don't care. It's not gonna be long. Okay, God, his whole system is coming in, and, I say Christmas in November. Okay, it's gonna be good. It depends on what you're looking at, okay? So I'm warning everybody, get prepared, get some silver, gold if you can, save whatever money you can, get out of paper stuff. Get out of it if you can because that's all going away, and you're not going to get nothing for it. Uh, it's that's sad, but only what's coming is glorious. And he showed me, okay, now when when the Israelites when they left Egypt, okay, when they were on their way out, the Egyptians wanted them out so bad, they didn't want to leave really. They knew what they had, and they had something to eat, and they had a place to stay, but they didn't know where they're going, right? But only the Egyptians wanted them out. They're like, get out. And they're like, no, we don't really want to go. We don't want to go. They really didn't want to go. I mean, they're slaves, but they don't want to go because they know that they have food and shelter and all that stuff. So the Egyptians are like, you know what? Here, take all our gold, take everything, giving them all. They paid them. They gave them all this gold and everything to get out. And they were rich when they left. They're absolutely rich. God said that's going to happen this time. It's going to be just like that. We're going to, everything's going to, we've been being robbed, okay, for years and years and years. There's going to be some recompense coming back as we hit the Red Sea or whatever. It's not going to be all bad. It's going to be really, really good. And if you keep your eyes on the really, really good part, where we're going and what's coming, the good part of it, you won't even sweat the bad part of it, because you just know the worse it gets, the closer it is to the good part. At least that's how I feel about it. Yeah, boy, are the people sheeples weak and dumb now? Oh man. Right on, Mark. That's cool, man. See, some people like me and Jeff, or Jeff and I, when we were doing Paranormal Central, we did shows on survival stuff because the movies have been telling everybody. He watches a lot of movies, so I do all the research. He watches all the movies, and then I would research some of the movies that he talked about. But I mean, Disney, cartoons, TV shows, movies, they've been telling us what they're going to do to us for a long time. And it's not good. You know what I mean? And here we are, we're at the close of 6,000 years that started all in Eden, and we're at the close of that. We're it's going to be 1,000 years with Jesus. That's where we're at right now. We're coming to the close of the 6,000 years, and it's going to be 7,000 years total of this plan. Okay, at the end of the it'll beginning the end of the 6,000 years is coming, and then that starts the beginning of 1,000 years with Jesus. And then at the end of that 1,000 years, that's when he judges the angels and the devil, and that's when he's the only one that could kill a spirit. Okay, but spirits can't kill spirits. The devil can't kill your spirit. Nothing can kill your spirit, but God could kill your spirit. So you don't want to get on the wrong side of him, because he's the only one that could kill your spirit. And that means your spirit lives forever. And at the end of the 1,000 years, that's when we go back to how it was supposed to be before the Adam and Eve fall forever. So, I mean, in a nutshell. I don't know, my wife keeps on talking about this calendar thing. I don't know. Hi, Amanda. I She keeps saying we're gonna, you know, change the calendars and stuff. I haven't seen anything like that. I don't know about that. I got something cool to report. Last When I was on last week, um, okay, I got to set it up a little bit. We one of my sister lives here, takes care of my mom, and one of her sons, and then another son just just had a baby with his girlfriend. And sadly, they're kind of mixed up in you know the thing that ruins lives like crazy, and you can't kick it hardly. Got to go in, and I don't want to say it, drugs. So they're kind of caught up in that, and they're having a hard time. But they had a little baby, and she's about 3 years old, 3 months, 3 months old, and I have a curse. Okay, this curse is with animals and babies, children. Like if I go in a grocery store and there's a baby in there, they stare at me until their neck is crooked, and every time I look at them, they smile and wave. And animals the same way. They come up to me and they lick me, and I mean, it doesn't matter what kind of animal, horses and dogs, and I mean, it's like I don't like it. Like the curse with the babies, I'll be in a doctor's. We were at the ER, and this little girl, she's probably 3 years old, was one aisle over, chair, waiting room aisle, and she kept looking at me and smiling, and I was doing everything I could to ignore her, and she was not going to be ignored. Pretty soon she was over right in front of me, climbing in my lap, and I was like, like, don't think I'm not a child molester, and I'm looking at the mom like, hey, come and get your baby. Well, anyways, this we have a little 3-month-old baby we've been taking care of. They Where they were living, they got kicked out, and they had to move, and it's weird because if I we've had this baby now a month, maybe a little over a month, and we've been taking care of this little 3-month-old, and she loves me just like every kid. When she absolutely loves me, and I like her too. We play, and she laughs, and she doesn't do that with anyone else, just me. It's kind of funny. I mean, she'll be crying, and I can walk in the room, she'll stop crying and start smiling. It's really a trip. Well, last week when I was on, my sister was sitting in the living room with her, or no, she was at her daughter's house, and they were staying for a few days, and she took the baby with her, and they seen that I was live, and she had her phone and was watching me, and the baby was just trying to get the phone and laughing and cackling and cooing and everything, because it was me on the talking to the camera. And she couldn't wait to get home and tell me how this baby was, being. And I guess everybody over there, they were tripping out because the baby was not being like that until I came on. And it made me happy to hear that. It melted my heart, because I have a soft spot for kids and animals and all that too. But yeah. Yeah, I did. Yeah, man, that guy he's a creep, huh? Whew, he's a real creep, that dude. Well, I'm really sorry the sounds didn't play. Man, I'm gonna what I'll do is next week, this during this week, I'll work on the OBS studio and I'll set it all up so it all works and everything. And I'll go on that next week and we'll see if we can't make it happen on the roars and stuff on that one. Because I really wanted to share that. I mean, that to me, that's like the most awesome thing. And then I'm working on a guest right now, getting, finding time when we could be on at the same time. And it really is, man. This is what we're gonna find out with Ghislaine Maxwell, Mark. Ghislaine Maxwell. This is gonna bring all this crap out. And this is the beginning of the end right here for us, for our the banking industry and all that. This is the beginning of the end. When you see this stuff happen, we're like right there, okay? And we'll actually be seeing it happen in the news. They're not going to be able to ignore it, okay? That is what is going on. But anyways, I'll set up the studio and I'll get everything all working. And then next week I'll do the roars again. And this time, I'll have it set up where I know you guys could hear it. Hopefully, I'm not going to promise completely, but I'm going to give it a try. Maybe I'll do it on a record the show, and upload it, and then go on Friday night and go live, and then we'll talk about the recorded thing, or I'll premiere it and I'll be in chat with you guys when I put it on there, and I'll talk with you guys in chat on that, and we'll talk about it when I go live. Because for me, the live thing is mostly interacting with you guys. Mostly, you guys are my friends. Even the new ones all coming in, I love you guys. I pray for everybody. I'm not going to do a prayer at the end this time. I'm going to save all the prayers for. I'm going to save all the prayers for this right here. This is where I want it to. So start emailing your prayer requests to this one. Go subscribe to that one, because I'm going to start coming on strong on that one. And I'm actually, God told me it's bigger than me. This one's bigger than me. I don't know what he means by that exactly. But he told me that I'm going to have to put my trust. He's going to put people in the way. He's told me that there's going to be people that get in my way that I can't avoid. And they're going to be all about doing this. And I already found one person, Ghost Wolf. He's way into it. So I have one. I haven't talked to him though. A little bit, but I haven't done more. I'm still trying to set it all up in all the other like Twitch and all the places that you go live. And so we're going to go live in multiple feeds, whatever that, I never did that before. So I don't know what I'm doing. That's what I'm trying to learn right now. And I'm sure I could figure it out. I don't know. Maybe I can't, because I can't even figure this out, this stupid thing. But that's where I'm at right now. I don't know. I haven't talked to Dave in a bit. I've been pretty busy with all the people dying and all the problems. Like my mother-in-law just fell again like 3 days ago. They let her out. She came home, and I mean, she wasn't even home 24 hours, and she bent over to feed the dog, pick up the dog dish, and fell down again, and more brain bleed. Went back in the hospital. Then we're dealing with this baby and the nephew and all that. And today when I was filming the fish tank, and what happened with that, with the filter blowing out, and how to get a new filter. But I was doing that, and then I guess the mom of the baby was in jail, and for a week or something like that. Then she comes out, and she gets out of jail. I heard this morning, and she's supposed to be on Tuesday. She's supposed to go to court, but she called. Now, haven't seen her maybe once or twice in the month. Now, if I had a 3-month-old baby, I would be over here. I mean, you couldn't get rid of me hardly. I mean, I would move and everything, but I would be all the time. I would be up in everybody's grill. We haven't seen her at all. And then she's in jail. She winds up in jail. Well, she said she don't have the she has court on Tuesday, but she said the sheriff told her she doesn't have to go to court. That and she was going to come and pick the baby up. And everybody thought, oh, she doesn't have to go to court. Right. Everybody knows that, I know better than that. I used to live in the jail. I know you got to go to court. Okay. So right away, everybody's like, oh, she's just going to grab the baby and run. That's the plan, right? She's not going to go to court. She's going to grab the kid and go. Well, that kid shouldn't be with her. And so I guess they made a plan. My sister and the dad, they did something, and now the baby's off somewhere I don't know. And I don't think the mother does either. So, I mean, like, I've been so busy, and I haven't had time to hardly do anything, and then the eyeball shot. And I mean, seriously, I've been serious busy. But, that's how it goes. Hey, C, how are you? Yeah. So, and I mean to be on here a whole lot more and bring in more stuff, but I am working on there. There's some guys in a group in Facebook, and they've been squatching, and they, with their cell phone, they're aiming it at the woods, and you can see the eye shine. Okay, now they're not shining lights over there, like when you spotlight animals, the eyes shine. These eyes are glowing, and it's Bigfoot. And there's more than one, usually three or so Bigfoot, and you can see them blink, and the light goes out. You can see them turning their head. And I asked him if I could share the video, and he said, hey, I'll come on and talk about it, and we'll share the video and everything. So, but we haven't settled on a day yet, and it'll probably be recorded. I don't know if I could get it live. If I can, I will. But I'm gonna do the best I can to get him on, because that needs to be shared right there. That's some amazing stuff. The song lyrics? No, I haven't. I got people mad at me right now because I haven't been like carrying my phone around or anything. I keep forgetting my phone. I'm a busy guy, and the phone's just not. When I worked at the casino, they gave me a phone, expensive one, and they made me carry it. They made me answer it, for years. So I had to have it, Before that, it was a pager, and as soon as the pager went off, I had to drop everything and go call, So now I set the phone down, and then when, like, a couple of weeks ago, I had it with me, and I left it at my son's house, no reception. And I set it down at his house. I was gone, and then I left it. And The same thing with my nephew. And then I left it in my daughter's car, and she went up the hill, no reception, and I didn't even miss it. Didn't even realize it was gone. And she comes in, she's like, I got your phone. If you've been missing this, like, whoops. No, I really wasn't. So I'm like terrible, but when I left the casino on the last day, they gave me the phone and they said I could have it. And I was driving down the hill and I rolled down the window and I tossed the phone out in the field in the bushes. It was like I don't want nothing to do with phones. And then my wife talked me into getting a phone so she could get a hold of me, right? Otherwise, I wouldn't even have a phone. Tell you the truth, wouldn't even have one. So I'm really bad when it comes to that, really bad. And I'm so sorry, but I'm old and I'm not used to it. Really, tell you that the kids they grew up with this stuff. I didn't. So I don't know where they are. I don't know where they are where they're getting these eye shine, but they have like 3 videos now with this phenomenon, and I'm gonna get them on, and we're gonna talk about it and share some videos. He has some other stuff too, like face to face stories, recent ones where he has a face to face with them. I mean, eye to eye, looking at them. Man, I'm telling you, it's really good stuff. Um, and I don't get excited real easy. I mean, I've had lots of encounters and stuff like that my own self, but I never seen eye shine like that where the eyes are glowing. I've heard of it. I've interviewed people that seen their eyes glow red or green or orange, but I never seen it. These was glowing white, and you could see them moving, and you could see those eyes moving around and then blinking out and blinking, another one turn on up here. It's like, wow, man, it's amazing. They're Bigfoot, according to these guys. They call him something else. He's native, and he calls him another name. I don't know what it is. Because again, I'm not on Facebook all the time. I get on. I try to get on there once a day with my tablet and just post a few things and like a few things, and usually for about 20 minutes I'm on there, and the messenger thing is off the chart all the time, and I always have to tell Adolf and some of my family, like if I don't catch it recent, them posting on it recent, I'll never see their post because it goes way down the list. Everybody's always messaging me and stuff. They saw. Okay, so someone in Kentucky heard a howl like noises and recorded them in a Squatch group, the Appalachian Bigfoot group. I'm not sure what it was. I never heard a Bigfoot. I don't know. I don't know if I belong to that one. I'm in a lot of groups, but that's why my messenger goes like crazy, because these groups, they make group chat messenger things. And man, they have they share a lot of stuff on there. And I mean, and then my family, they have the family group thing, Yeah, it's kind of neat, have you noticed that you can talk about things around your phone with my me and my wife were talking about getting a new bed, and we were in the car and we stopped at a mattress place, and we couldn't believe how much they were. We're like, oh my god, we haven't bought a bed in a long time, and I mean we need one really bad. This one's murder. And so we were talking about beds, and we got home and I sat down with my tablet and went on Facebook, and then every freaking ad on Facebook was different mattress stuff. And I was even getting emails, like emails for mattresses and stuff. I was like, man, they got this. They've been listening to me. And they know what I want, right? They know I want a bed. I was tripping on that, man. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but ad block. I never heard of it, but I'll look for it because it's creepy, dude. That's creepy when they can. I mean, now, like when I do have my phone and I go to the bathroom or something, I'm like throwing a wash rag or a towel over the phone just so it's not watching me too. I mean, if it's listening to me is one thing, but is it watching me too? Like I was telling my granddaughter the other day, she went in with her phone. She was going to take a shower. I go, I wouldn't take that in there unless you throw something over it. And she didn't even have a clue. I was telling her, throw something over that phone because it's probably watching you take a shower. And she's like, ew. So she told me today she's throwing towels over it and stuff. Yeah, like, man, be careful with all that stuff. Wow. Nordeg AB, is that an ad blocker? Hey, Philip. I don't know if I see you in here yet. So how's it going, Philip? Your phone read your mind. That's pretty good. My phone, I'm starting to think it was reading my mind too sometimes. And, really a trip. Like, and you know what? It doesn't help me spell anything. It spells everything wrong. That's the weird thing. It has predictive typing or whatever. It can't predict one dang thing right. It spells everything, puts the wrong word, makes me seem like an idiot, when I'm messaging people. you know. It's weird. Oh wow. That's a trip. See, that's why we want a new bed, because I've been waking up with my hips hurting, and not a good thing, when you have all the problems I have. You need that little bit of sleep. NordVPN, Bitfinder. I'll check those out. Yeah, so to recap on everything, because it's getting kind of late. I know it's like really late on the East Coast. Um, I'm gonna work on the roars again and see if I can't do it a different way. And I'll come back out and we'll do that again somehow. I'm gonna bring out a video. Telescreen? I don't even know what that is. But I have a video I'm gonna edit for the fish tank stuff. And a lot of people want to hear about the fish thing. I get emails all the time asking me how's my fish tank going and stuff like that. So every so often I got to put a fish tank for that, a video for fish tank. So I'll edit that together and I'll premiere it this week sometime probably, and I'll be in the premiere, in the chat of the premiere. So be looking for, it's from 1984. Oh, Well, there's some in there. There's some in there. Yeah, so I'll be bringing that in this week, and next weekend, Friday, I think Friday night, I'm gonna try to do the roars again, and I'm gonna use the OBS Studio. I have a 55-gallon fish tank, and I actually want to get a bigger one, but because of all, like I just bought when the filter went out. I had a canister filter and I bought it on eBay. It was like a Pinplex 1000 or something like that. And it was already broken. The base was broken when I got it. I got it for $50 because the base was broken. I figured that doesn't make the filter work any worse or better. And that's kind of cool. Are you needed over here? Hi, Kelly. How is your car? Is it doing better? Um, Not that I know of. You might want to text grandma or mom. You might want to text her. 'Cause they were already they're doing the plan. I don't know. Okay. They're doing the plan. I don't know. This is my sister, Kelly. And introduce my sister here. One of my sisters. I have 4 sisters. Um, yeah, I don't know. So you got to get a hold of her. Yeah, so this filter system went out, and then I told my wife I don't want to buy a piece of junk canister filter. We have I have a lot of money invested in the fish, and not really in the tank so much, but the fish. And some of them been in there for a long time, and they live through the heater burning everything. There's a couple of them that's been in there for 6 years or 8 years, and I they I don't want them to die. In fact, I got a little bit of video of the coolie loach that hides all the time. There's 3 of them in there, but only one came out. 2 of them might have died. I'm not sure. I haven't really looked for him, but the one that's been in there the longest, he was out, and he's fat and happy and sassy, and usually he doesn't come out. I haven't seen him for 6 months, and he came out, and I got a video of him. That's what I'm going to put in the video. But I bought a Fluval FX4, and this thing, it reminds me of when I was a painter back in the day when I was growing up, and my grandfather was the painter. He was a painter, and they had these they weren't airlesses. They called them conventional sprayers, but they had a big tank, and they had all these clamp knobs on it, like that's what this thing reminds me of. It's a little bit big for my tank, but I've been doing fish tanks since I was 11 or 12. I had a little break in there, and I'll explain that in the video. But the it's I've progressively here at this house. I when I went back into fish keeping, I started off with a 20-gallon and 30-gallon, and now a 55-gallon. I'm looking to I probably want to go 90 gallons, maybe at the most, and maybe a 75, and that's tops. I don't want any more. So I got a filter system that will go for an upgrade. But I probably invested, this filter costed probably more than everything I got invested, except for the fish. Like in stuff, in the tank and the stand and all that. This thing was, I think I walked out, it was 199. I said the wrong amount in the video. I'll added a text in there saying the right, but it was like 169 bucks, and it was on, or maybe it was 299, and I can't remember right now. I think it was 269 $269 after I got a little deal at the pet shop, and I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure it was almost $300, and but wow, yeah. Yeah, I have a what do they call it? A we don't really care what terrorists say. We found him anyways, right? Let's see. Wait, I'm missing something. Oh yeah, like the fish that lived. I have a clown loach in there that's probably 8 inches, 8 inches, and I bought him when he was like 3/4 of an inch. And then I bought two after when the fish tank heater went out and cooked my fish. He lived through it, and so did the coolie loach. They're the only two that made it. All the rest of them succumbed. And then no more cheap heaters either. No more cheap stuff, because the cheap stuff goes out, and when it does, it kills things. And with fish tanks, quick changes, like drastic changes, that's what kills them. Things that change over time, even though it's a drastic change, but if it takes a while, they usually could live through that. But quick ones, it kills them off, and these guys lived a long time, so I don't want to kill them, and I was worried about it when that filter went out. It was actually, I didn't realize it was off for probably 24 hours because of the eyeball shot and all that, worrying about that. But the day before the eyeball shot, I realized it was off. It wasn't even, it was on and I could hear it. It was noisier. And then when I really checked, there was no flow at all, just only the little filter, air filter with a sponge on it, a sponge filter, is that what they call it? And if it wasn't for that, they probably would have all succumbed again. But yeah. So, but I have a video coming out with that, and then next week I'll do the roars again. And yeah. You know what? I told the lady, because I knew the filter was going to go out. It's been rattling and all kinds of stuff. So I already had been looking at this filter, and at PetSmart, they will have these filters for 50% off. So instead of $300 or, $299 or whatever it was, I think it was $299. I would have only paid $150. And that's like not far, the Black Friday thing. And the darn thing breaks before Black Friday. And so they gave me $50 off. So it was $269 out the door. I know. Yeah. I haven't seen that. I don't watch TV or anything. iTunes, I don't really watch videos. I watch some videos, but only on things that I'm in. I guess I'm interested in fish, but I haven't really watched fish people. Yeah, you know what? I don't trust the filters that have the pump inside of it that go down in the water. After the heater incident, the heater, it turned on and it wouldn't turn off. So it actually cooked the fish. So the least amount of things that could go in the tank with electric in it, I had to get another heater because you gotta, the fish can't live without it. I tried. I went 3 or 4 months without a heater. And I put fish in and they died, and I put fish in and they died. They just can't be in like 68 or 67 degrees. At night is when it was getting them, because the temperature goes up and down with the temperature of the environment. So unless I kept the heater on all the time, and this was last winter when that happened, so it was cold. The I put the heater in, and then the cycle, all the chemical cycle went through, and then I started adding fish. I haven't lost any fish since. But yeah, I'm you'll see when I put the video up. It'll be interesting. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I used to use two hang on the backs filters, but the I started looking at when you do the hang on the back filters, you got to change those little filter things every something, depending on how big your fish are and how many you have and how much you feed. Sometimes you have to change those things like every 2 weeks, and then they started becoming expensive for those little, filter cartridge things. And that's when I went to canisters, because I could buy like bulk stuff, and I could put it in there, and I could put whatever I wanted in there. And that's what I've been doing. And until this one never. Okay, now on this one, I'm using the stock stuff that came with it. But once that stuff starts, I'm going to have to be replacing it. I'll probably replace the sponges that go in the circle thing, but all the bio stuff, I'm gonna be in the polishing pads and all that stuff. I'm gonna buy it bulk and cut my own and make my own. It's cheap, and you don't have to clean the darn thing like every 2 weeks or 3 weeks like you do the hang on the backs. So this thing's like every couple of months, and I'll probably check this one in the first part of January and see how it looks, you know. And maybe I'll videotape that, cleaning, how to clean an FX4 flue ball, because I have a lot of people that are interested in that stuff. I could, if you want. I mean, it's Cold Warrior. I could. I don't have a. It's a well-known thing. I mean, Jeff talked about it, and yeah, that's exactly it, Amanda. Exactly. So what'd you want to know about it, Cold Warrior? Yeah, I do the same thing, and this one comes with little bags in it. I haven't used them yet because like if you want to add charcoal or some of that other media, that fixes things in your water, ammonia and stuff like that. I'm probably gonna only add charcoal, and maybe that other one it looks like it's weird looking stuff, but a little green and black rocks. That one I heard is good for ammonia, and the charcoal's really good for adding oxygen and taking out other stuff. How did okay? So he asked Jeffrey and David Pilates Rift, and how did it start? Um, we interviewed him 3 times. Okay, each time he came out with a new book, we were right on it. And I actually believe that he came out with that movie, and his movie, because I'm not really like, I'm not sure, but what I was told by Jeff was we didn't have the reach that he was looking for anymore. Like when he first started, he was just looking to get out his name out. He wasn't known by a lot of people. So we were good enough, at that point. And we were on Art Bell, and we actually had a lot of viewers, on the Art Bell network. We weren't getting, because we would go live on the Art Bell network, and then I think before we even started on Art Bell, we had like 275,000 followers on live stream. That's what it was called. And then we went over to the Art Bell network and we opened for Art Bell every week. So when Art Bell would do his show, we would be the show right before his show, and then Art Bell. Well, then we quit Art Bell. When Art Bell died, Jeff was like, no reason to be on the Art Bell network anymore, even though we probably should have stayed, because whatever audience we had there, we probably could have kept it and maybe even moved into the Art Bell slot. You know what I mean? And got a lot of cool people to interview. But he was thinking we're going to lose that. When Art Bell goes, the following goes, we go, right? Even though it was against what I thought. But that's when David Paulides goes, right? Then we moved off to whatever land, YouTube, or I don't even know what we were doing really. And that's all I think we're live on YouTube, I think. And we the numbers didn't carry over, and so he was saying, we didn't have enough following and he needed more following now, because now, he grew very big with his books and stuff, and he's still huge. Everybody follows him like crazy. Cool. Glad to hear your car's back on the road. But that's basically how it started. Is Art Bell passed away, we went away, and then David went away. And I guess it hurt Jeff's feelings, kind of hurt mine too. Like, we were there for him when he wanted to get followers and sell his book and everything, and then when we were needing the boost for that he could have brought for us, that when after Art Bell died, to help everybody find us, because everybody does look for him, then he wasn't there for us. And then that kind of got the bad blood between him and Jeff. They kind of had it out over that. And I understand that we didn't have the reach, and I did think it was a little bit I don't know, two egos, and that's the nature of this business, or I don't know, business. I don't think of this as a business, or I don't even like monetize I was monetizing for a while just because, I could, but now to me, the ads are annoying and I turned everything off. I don't even care. I don't do this for a living or anything like that. I do it because I love everybody, and I like interacting like this right here. You asked me the question. Okay, call tomorrow. That's good. That sounds good. Call mom though, okay? Yeah, I thought his movies were pretty good too. I tell you, the first time we interviewed David Paulides, I don't even know if I'm saying his name right, but he sent that book, and Jeff doesn't read books. So I would read all the books everybody would send, and they sent him signed. I have a whole bunch of books, from all kinds of. We interviewed quite a few people that are pretty famous, in the paranormal world. Even Scott Walters, on the History Channel, and I mean, we even interviewed what's his name, the Munsters, the little Wolfie kid. We interviewed that guy too. I mean, we interviewed a lot of people, but I was reading David Paulides' first book, and I got in there, and my teacher was in it. I'm telling you, that blew me away. Absolutely. Like there is one thing I watch on YouTube, and that is pilots. I always wanted to be a pilot. In fact, I wanted to be in the Air Force, but I picked my wife instead of going in the Air Force, and I married her when we were 18. But before that, I mean, I started in the Civil Air Patrol when I was 12 or 11, 12, 13, somewhere in there, and stayed in it all the way until I was around 17 or 18 when I had to get out of it. I could have stayed in as an adult, but when you get married, you have, it's important to pay attention to who you marry and get rid of all those things that take up your time. So, but the teacher that is in David Paulides' book, at the time that he was my teacher, he also was in the National Guard, the Air Force National Guard, and he was a captain. And he had a Cessna twin engine 310, and I would go flying with him all the time. And because I was in Civil Air Patrol, when there was crashes or people lost, or I would do search and rescue I would fly with him. He would be the pilot, I would be the observer looking, through binoculars, and I had a great time with him. We went flying all over the place with with him. And after I got out of the Civil Air Patrol, I lost track of him. But he became, Butch Patrick. Yeah, we interviewed that guy. He's cool too. He was a pretty cool guy. But I lost track of him, and then I was reading in there. He disappeared about 7-8 miles from where I saw Bigfoot. Okay, and that blew me away. Like, oh my God, and this guy was like 6'3" or 6'4". He's a big guy. He was now a lieutenant colonel in the, like he went up from a captain on up. He was I think a lieutenant colonel or a colonel or something like that. And I couldn't believe it. He was in there. And then when they, I got back in touch with everybody, some of the people I still knew, and they were telling me, they looked for him, the actual National Guard, the Air Guard, they were looking for him for over a month. And they were flying the jets over the area. Every chance they got, they were looking for him. And they were driving up there on the weekends, and they were looking for him. They knew that if anybody was going to live, if something happened, and they were going to survive, he would. Because he had all this training and everything. Like if his plane crashes and you get hurt, he would keep himself alive until somebody found him, but never found him. All right, Kelly, good seeing you. But that's that is one of the things that I watch on YouTube, though, is I like to fly with people, jets, twin engines, like single engine pilot, single pilots, and then also where they have a co-pilot and they have to be that way. So I like the little private pilot stuff. And then I've been following some people that own their own jets, like $5 million jet, and they fly it around for their business, but then they also put a bunch of cameras in there and take their family to Vail, Colorado, or Bermuda or whatever, and I fly with them, and I love it. I love it. That's one of the things I will watch, though. And it's not TV, and it's really fun. It's real life kind of stuff. Well, you guys, I'm about out. I gotta put this stuff away. And today I did something totally different. I've been playing with all the gear. Okay. I kind of want to let me know in the comments. Okay. Um, I want to talk about being a YouTuber. Okay. So like I've been in the video business, TV industry, YouTube guy. I've been in YouTube now since 2012. Like that's when I created my channel, and then it just languished. I didn't really do anything with it till me and Jeff did our thing, split up, and then I kind of cranked it up. But I want to do some videos on the different gear, microphones, cameras, different ways of doing YouTube videos. And I don't want to start another channel to do it. I just want to share with everyone ways of doing it. Like right now, my microphone is up here. Okay, so last time I was using a microphone like this, right here, and I was trying that night to use a wireless microphone, and I was trying to run it through the soundboard, but it wasn't working right. So this time I have a boom mic with it's a shotgun mic on a boom, and it's just out of range. It's aiming at me, and it's going through a mixer. And then I have different cameras and stuff like that, and experience. And I want to talk about the different cameras and stuff, just for doing vlogging, like YouTube stuff. Because the one of the things that's been bugging me like crazy is I watch a lot of people. Like I watch equipment videos too. Besides flying, I watch people with their equipment, and all these people are buying cameras, photographic cameras, photo cameras. The 1 inch, they got 1 inch sensor, and it has half bokeh and all this stuff. I didn't even know what bokeh was. I've been doing videos since 1982. I've been all over the world with a camera. I mean, I used to carry around $10,000 cameras. I own three $150,000 cameras in my studio, three of them, $150,000 each, Plumicons. I mean, a lot of people don't even know what I'm talking about, but a video person that does TV, they will know. Back in the day, these are huge cameras, man. The lenses were, huge. TV, like when you watched Let's Make a Deal, and they had those big cameras, and you'd see them every once in a while. I had three of those. Well, so I see these guys now, like everybody's doing videos, and they're using a camera that you take pictures with. Sure, it could take video, but it's not a video camera. It's a picture taking camera, even though it makes videos. Okay. It doesn't do videos like a video camera, though. A video camera works way better. And I want to show that part, because all the new YouTubers coming out that want to start their own channel and stuff, I want to show them that the video cameras do everything faster, cheaper. You could you could buy a very nice video camera, spend a couple of $1,000, and you still won't spend as much as you will for one of those picture taking cameras, because you got to buy lenses and microphones and all this stuff to attach to it, and it doesn't have its own sound inside the camera. This one has XLR on the camera. I don't want to get into it. I was just wondering if anybody is interested in that kind of stuff. So, and I'll do some of that. You are so welcome, Cy. See, but only like, how much is the lenses? Like when I was in, so it has a built-in stereo mic, but the processor inside of it isn't like, I can hook up on my camera XLR. That's studio quality, the kind that you plug into a mixer, a sound mixer. I could use my boom mic, I could use my wireless mics, I could plug it right into an XLR with phantom power built into my camera. If I was going to do that with yours, I have to buy the gadget that gives the phantom power and then hook it somewhere on there, right? With the light, with the this, with, on this one, I could turn the screen around and I could see myself right now, and I can make sure it's in focus and everything, and all that's all good. On most of those other cameras, you can't really do that, but like with okay, so I know a little bit about that too. Would you recommend buying and putting game cameras out to try and get pictures of Sasquatch in my research areas? I've heard they can sense them and avoid them. Thanks. Okay. We have went the gamut on game cameras with Bigfoot. And in fact, the roars that I was trying to share earlier, we were also putting game cameras out, and we only got one Bigfoot once. Of all the cameras, we've tried camera traps with several game cameras. What it is they can see the infrared. So we tried security cameras. Like, we would set security cameras up in our camp aiming out, and because the Bigfoot would come right to our camp every night. And so they would come in, and then we would turn on the security camera, no lights, no campfire, and they were right close to the tent. And then we would turn it on, and then it was almost like they could read our mind too, and they would get out of the range of the infrared that we can't see with our eye. They can see it. Okay, and then the game cameras use infrared beams, and they break that beam, and that's what turns the camera on. And if it's at night, it's using infrared light so that it could see in the dark, so they could see all that. And we would find markers like broken trees and stuff like that around the game cameras, kind of marking where our cameras were. So it never ever worked, ever. That's why I bought a FLIR. Now, a thermal imaging one, if you could find a thermal imaging one, and they're probably going to be real expensive, they don't know that one because it's not sending any beam out, it's reading heat. That's the only way that and I haven't even caught one on my FLIR yet, but I have one, but I haven't caught one yet. They're really smart, and I think they can even read your mind or know your intention and stuff like that. The one we did catch with a game camera, though, Jeff was going in to change the SD card and the batteries and leave. He left the camera up there, but he climbed up the tree about 14, 15 feet and then put it, eye level. So it was almost 20 feet up. And the Bigfoot followed us. So once he and we don't we never saw how long it was there because the camera wasn't taking pictures. But after he changed the batteries and everything and climbed down, and we were getting ready to leave, the Bigfoot was behind a pine tree and then it took off. And somebody else, we were showing the footage and somebody else saw it on YouTube and then told us to go look for it and we found it. Otherwise, we would have never saw it. And I was tripping, there was a Bigfoot. We caught him. He followed us in and then he was leaving before we were leaving. It was a trip. And maybe I'll share that video one day. It really wasn't a video, it was taking pictures, like bursts of pictures, and it shows it walking away from us. And there wasn't nobody there. There was nobody. It wasn't somebody following us, It was black, all black. Yeah, it was only like 45 feet away too. They're not really that expensive. Right now, there's one. It's called an AMG. Um, you could get it for about $600, and you can buy the big brother of it for like 1,200, and it has a zoom on it. But with these, you can record. And I bought the FLIR one, and right after I did, the AMG came out with a better resolution, so it's clearer. And man, I kicked myself. It was the same price as the FLIR Scout, but it's called the AMG something. If you Google AMG, it'll come up, and it's decent and really decent. And sometimes you can find them, like if you go on. I've been after I bought mine. I bought it new because I wanted the warranty But then I thought, you know what? I should have been looking at eBay to see if I could find a used one. You could get like one that was bought for like $3,200 and get it for like $1,200. And I kicked myself. I found one like that, and so I don't look anymore, and, until I'm looking to buy, because I quit looking because it makes me sad that I paid $600 for something, and I could have added $600 and got 3 times the flurry. I don't know if it would have been the batteries. They have built-in batteries, so it could have had all kinds of problems. I don't know. So, it is what it is, But I would say definitely do the flare. Like, I could show you that. Let me, before I get out of here, I could show you the flare. I got it. Doesn't record sound though, what I do is I use my cell phone, and I use the wireless microphone, or no, I use a lav mic that I could plug into my cell phone, so I can talk and record, what's going on, and like this, for instance. See, now we're squatching at the spot, and we got some microphones set up running through a battery operated soundboard, and we're recording. And I decided, we didn't have any lights on or anything, so I decided to turn the FLIR on and record everybody, but there's no sound. It's just this, and that's what it looks like. I don't know why I got Jeffrey so much. Let me see. I could do a different one than that. Let's see. I'll try a different one. And they're actually pretty cool. Because if there is a Bigfoot out there, and you're gonna see it. You know what I mean? Like this thing, if it steps out and you have the thermal imager, you're gonna see it because you can turn the colors to different colors to where the heat is white or it's black or it's blue, different color variations. But that's what it looks like right there. Excuse me. But then I noticed, like it doesn't record, so you could get a really cheap $13 or $15 lav mic, a lavalier mic, and plug it in your phone, and then record the audio on your cell phone, and then later on in an editor you can hook it all up. Well, I tell you what, yeah, Cold War, you're $600 to fill up your gas tank. No kidding, it is ridiculous. And here we are asking them to pump some more, man, I tell you what. So yeah, like I still work with Jeffrey a little bit. Um, what we're like he's shooting the TV show, and I'm probably gonna be working behind the camera with him. He's gonna buy some decent cameras and to shoot the TV show, and I'm probably gonna head up that for him and work behind the camera and not so much be in front of the camera. That could be him and his new co-host, Casey. And I'm fine with that, really, honestly. I'm not into the pressure of he could apply pressure, and I understand, like I used to be the same way before I got hurt, and before I was disabled. I was like Jeff, a lot like Jeff. I mean, you don't become an executive in the casino industry uh being Mr. Nice Guy and not having deadlines and expecting people to do their job and all that kind of stuff. But after I was disabled, I could not. I mean, like with this, if I decide I'm going to go live, like 2 days in advance, I'm going to go Friday, and then I'm going to go live, and I make all these plans and do all this work. Then on Friday, I can't walk because of the disability, and then I wind up not being able to even do what I want to do. You know what I mean? I wind up not doing it, and I don't like uh letting people down. I mean, I let my own self down a lot. And it isn't because I want to, it's because I absolutely can. I am disabled, and it's just a part of my life now. And that's how come I don't set a schedule on here and tell you guys, you know what, I'm going to be every Friday at 6:30, and Wednesday, whatever. I don't do that because I cannot do that. So I'm probably going to help Jeff behind the camera doing his TV shoot, and I'm going to be training some people to handle it because I won't be able to keep his schedule still. Like, I'll be able to get most of them, but only there'll be some days that I cannot, I'll overdo it doing something, and then I'll be in bed for 3 days, and, I can't do anything about that, and it bothers me, it bothers me, but what are you gonna do? Like, so I don't know what else to say except for I hate being disabled. It puts you in the poorhouse, you don't make any money anymore, you can't work, you can't hustle, you can't do all the things I used to do. So, and I'm not that's how come I won't monetize my YouTube. If I had a schedule, maybe I might monetize a little teeny bit, but I think I'm just going to keep it free and uh, just go as much as I can go on it. And if I ever let you guys down because I said I was going to be on one day and I don't show up, don't get too angry with me, because I'm probably suffering pretty bad. If I'm not on the camera, it's probably a pretty bad day for me. And I don't mean to do that. It's just that's my life now. And it bothers the heck out of me. I can't dwell on it. Like I learned a long time ago, when you get disabled, you can't focus on what you can't do. You'll go into depression. And been there, done that. Okay, you have to start looking at what you can do and focus on what you can do and do what you can, and then don't worry about what you can't do, and don't worry about if you know want to do something and you planned on doing something and you told everybody you're going to do something and then you couldn't do that. Don't let it get to you. You know what I mean? You just gotta pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and move on with it, because you don't want to be getting in the depression thing. That's really hard to beat. Well, thank you, Sai. And thank you, Amanda. Always be praying for me. I've been needing the prayers. Oh my gosh. You know, it's a trip. Actually, my whole family does at the moment. But yeah, see, like I planned on getting out of here, but I enjoy, like, now you guys are engaging with me, and I like that. That this is what I don't have a lot of friends, okay? Because of the disability, I spend a lot of time in my room, and I don't get to go do a lot of stuff. I get out when I can. When Jeff's doing something, I try to make it out there, and because that's my only friends, is Jeff and Danny, and I really don't have any friends. So here's my friends right here on YouTube. You guys are my friends, and they're the potential to have lots of friends, and that's the part I'm looking forward to, as many as I can anyways. And I'd love to travel around and meet everybody too. It would really be fun. I know you're my friend, AC. You guys are my friends, but I mean, I don't have friends around. Like, everybody hangs out with their friends, go here, go there. I don't have those. Like, I have my family. And what's kind of cool about being disabled, huh? My dog. Oh, Adolf. Yeah, I go out with. Well, I mean, that's what I mean. I don't have a lot. I have Jeff, Adolf, Danny. I can count them all on one hand. That's kind of weird, but I can't count everybody on chat on YouTube with one hand. I got to take my shoes off and then have my grandkids take their shoes off. That's what I like. Hey, Obsidian Ghost, how's it going, man? Yeah, so this disabled thing, you know, it's been kind of cool. There is some things that's cool. Like, before I was disabled, Okay, I'll do this one last one, and then I'll get out of here because it's like 2 hours and 40 minutes already, and my butt hurts. But before I was disabled, I thought I knew my wife and kids. After I was disabled, and I got to hang out with them all the time and have conversations with them, and I really know them because I didn't really know them, and I get to know all my grandkids too, and hang out with them, and go places with them and do things with them. Like I when you're working all the time, you think you know the other person. You're really not really. You don't have that great of a relationship because you have a working relationship kind of thing. But after you get disabled and then you're spending lots of time, you really get to know them. And that part right there, that part was that's the best part of the whole thing. It that part is what keeps me going, is you guys and getting to hang with my family and stuff like that. You guys are like my family too. You're my YouTube family. You won't hear me saying, "Oh, you're my subs," or my little viewers. No, you guys are my friends, and you're my family, and I've been with you guys, a lot of you guys, a long time, and hope to be a long, long time more. And I don't know. You know what? I was going through some pictures before I go, and everybody had that. Remember the hats you sent? I sent all the hats out, and I took a picture with a hat on, but I gave them to everybody. That you gave me a list of everybody, and I was like, oh man, I didn't get a hat, because after I sent them out, I should have kept one for me, but I didn't, man. I sent them all out. I was like, oh man, but hey, those guys are all cool, BZ and stuff. I need to have Chef back on. All the guys are great, and the one guy from Boston, Sean, and so yeah, and BZ, he just moved. I haven't talked to him in a while, but he moved out of California finally. California. He's over in South Dakota, or no, North Dakota, Idaho. Because I have friends are moving out of here like crazy, man. I got people in South Dakota and North Dakota and Idaho and Indiana and Oklahoma. I mean, it's like crazy. You know, I have a sister in Tennessee. That's actually where my family's from, Tennessee. They were showing me all the my sister went around and was taking pictures of all the graves of her family, and it was like, whoa, I didn't know there was that many. It was a trip. And I want to get back there. I want to get back there. I have family in Oregon too, and in fact, I was talking about going up there probably this spring or summer for and I have wait, your sisters that what they own. What is it called? They own a parts store, don't they? In where is it? In Medford? Yeah, Napa. They own a Napa parts store. Is it in Medford or is it over on the coast? On the coast, huh? Yeah. Well, I don't know where we're like. I think Maryville or something like that. Yeah, where's Buffalo Mountain or something like that? That's where my sister lives, at the base of Buffalo Mountain. Johnsonville, Johnsontown. I don't know. I'll find out and let you know. But anyways, yeah, BZ said he was leaving. He's gone. He's over there, and right, he's waiting for his license plates. He's a happy guy. I'm glad for him. Yeah, everything. Yeah, Johnson City. That's where she's at. Where the Buffalo Mountain or something like that. Buffalo State Park or something like that. a name like that. Yeah, like Trump 757, where everything in it that looks like gold is gold. Wow, man, wouldn't that be cool? I took a tour of that by via YouTube. That's where you live? Really? That's where she lives. There's a like a state park over there, and there's a mountain. I think it's Buffalo something, and she lives right at the base of it, at the on the road that goes into it. That's where she lives. And they were trucking all over, and then they finally that's where they decided to be there, that they love it there. They're trying to talk me into it, but they're trying to talk me into Oklahoma too, and I'm not going. I like it where I am. Yeah, I'm like an hour or two to the beach, an hour or two to San Francisco, an hour to Yosemite, an hour to Kings Canyon National Park, an hour to Sequoia, uh, hour and a half, 2 hours to Los Angeles. I'm like I'm right in the middle of everything, and that's where I want to be at. I don't want to get off in the middle of nowhere and then not have to take a flight to get anywhere. Well, anyways, you guys are great, and thank you for hanging out with me. You guys are the best. Even the ones that aren't chatting, that are hanging out and watching, and even the ones that didn't get to make the live chat. You guys are great. Thank you so much for your support and hanging out, and love you guys so much, for reals. Really do love you. And I'm praying for you abundantly, everything in your life, abundance, abundance. Abundance in your relationships, abundance in your bank account, abundance in your pantry, abundance everywhere. Be blessed, all of you, in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay, so I'll see you.